Welcome back to Simrite Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this milkmaid corset with strap. Okay, so you can see we have the milkmaid corset with strap, as you can see, and it has a basque effect as well. Okay, so I'll be teaching you the tips and tricks to making this milkmaid dress very beautifully well, as it is right there on the thumbnail. So if this is what you want to learn, I will encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn more. So here are the straps, as you can see right here, so stay tuned. So to start off this tutorial, you need your basic bodice pattern. So you can see I've already made my front basic bodice pattern. You can see that from the shoulder line to the hip line there is no dots. This is dartless. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to go about it dartless and still achieve the same result. So all you need to do is to take your bust circumference, divide by 4 on the chest line, waist circumference, divide by 4 on the waistline, and hip circumference, divide by 4 on the hip line. So I have the bust point and under bust point line. You see why we have those lines. So this is the center front line. So the first thing I'm going to do is to determine the neckline. So I'll place my tape on the shoulder and I'll measure 6 inches normal yoke or off shoulder neckline. So here I'm going to mark out my neckline. So after I'm done marking out the neckline, the next thing I'll do is to divide my shoulder seam line from here to the 3 by 3. Get the midline on the shoulder, and once I've done that, I'll come to the bust point and measure my bust span or nipple to nipple, divide by 2. Then I'll connect it this way. So after I've done that, I'll come to the waistline. I'll also take my nipple to nipple, divide by 2. I'll mark, then I'll use a straight line. So this is my dart leg. Then after that, I'll come to this is 3 by 3. So I'll come to the neckline and take my cleave measurement. From this neckline, my cleave measurement, I'm using 4.5. So this 4.5, normally if we are making corset, you just go in by 0.5. So I'll go in by that 0.5 and I'll just make a square of the line up to this point. Now the next thing I'll do is to take my neckline. So the neckline, I'm going to run it to the mid armhole. So it depends on where you want it to stop. If you want the neckline to run to this point and go this way, fine. But this is what I'm going to use for my neckline. So I place my ruler on this way, connect first to this. So if you want the cup to go from here to here, you just go in here, that's all. But if you want it to extend to this point, because on the thumbnail we have 2 types of it, so you just go ahead and place your ruler from this point and run it this way. So this is the one we are taking, the one that runs to the armhole. So after that is done, we've created the neckline. So the next thing is to find the difference between the bust point and the under bust. So I have 3.5. So this difference I have now, I'm going to take it all around 3.5. I'll just take it 3.5. So that is where the corset is going to sit. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and place my pattern ruler this way to touch this line extension which I made for my corset. I'll go this way and then flip my ruler this way to that 3.5 and follow what I have here on my neckline. So I've created the cup right now. So now the armhole will run from here to here. So what I will do is I can just reblend the armhole, but it's okay, you can reblend it, just make it not too in. So that is what we have on our cup. So like I said, you can join the waistline. As you can see right there on the thumbnail, it was joined. Okay, so I will just cut out what I have on the waistline, then we'll join it back. So I will go ahead and cut. Like I said, this is dartless, no bust dart, no waist darts, and we'll still achieve the same result at the end of the day. So I'll just go ahead and cut through here. So this is the neckline I want to work with. I'll go into the armhole with it. So before I continue this cutting, I would like to create the basque. So creating the basque, just simply come down by 3 inches from your waist. 3 inches from your waist. So I'll go 3 inches from my waist, and I'll connect that 3 inches with my sharp ruler to the center front of my hip line. So that is how I'm going to create this basque. So I'll continue my cutting right now. So once I get to that 3 inches, I'll just take so it's very easy using this dartless method. So then I'll take out this cup. So this is where I'm going to sew back the cup. So this is it. So I'll keep this one. We are going to cut this on our fabric, that is center front. So like I said, you can go ahead and cut this as a full fabric. You can go ahead and cut it also from here. So let us just do what we have on the thumbnail. So we'll separate it and join it back, but it's the same result. So now I will name these patterns of front 1, 2, and 3, and this is the center front. So we'll join them back. So let me set 2 and 3 aside, then we'll come back to 1. So this cup, we are going to slash it. So in slashing this cup, simply go from your neckline, mark 2 inches. So if I mark 2 inches, I'll just bring all of them. Okay, or let me just do straight, so we'll have a better slash. So you can keep it straight, you can take it here. So it's the same result. So I'll bring another paper now. So what we are slashing is the upper part of this cup, because we are going to attach, we are going to use. So to slash this, I'll just come in with my paper and rule a line. Then I'll apply my adhesive to hold onto the cup. So I'll just go ahead and place my paper, as you can see. So this is what we have on the center front. So I'll just keep the center front normally, and then I'll slash. Okay, it's okay, just distribute it evenly. I will put the one at the center, then slash the one I have here. So the most important thing is that you don't need to tamper with what you have on this curve. So the curve will have to sit into. Okay, so it has to sit into the corset. So the only part we are slashing is the upper piece. Okay, so let me check how many inches. Okay, I did 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. So just to make it look equal, so I'll just bring this to this. So I did 2.5 So this will be what we are going to use. So this is it. I'll take it up to that point and we'll use it to cut out the cup. So that part, so here you have to just go round this way. And then go into the armhole. So this is what we have for. So coming over to the back is actually simple. So what you need is your shoulder measurements, your chest, and your waist. So the waist is the same measurement with the front. Whatever your front length is, that is what your back will be. So I'll just go ahead and contour my back. I'll contour it by 0.75. So once I've done that, I'll just take it. So that's the only alteration I'm making. So once I'm done with the alteration, I'll come back here and add what I took of 0.75. Or you can simply take your measurements here and take from here your measurement. So if you want to get it accurately, then you do what? You connect back. So the neckline, we took it from the mid armhole for the front. So I'll also do the same. So what I will do is from this shoulder line, I'll just come down by 6.5. So if I come down by 6.5, I'll place my pattern ruler and connect from here to here. So that's how the back will look like. So the back is going to be plain, and then we will cut. So it's as simple as this. So now what I've cut, I'm cutting now. I will go ahead and place it on pattern. So I'll cut from the contour line because I'll attach a zipper to it. Then coming to the armhole, is really curving in. So just come in and bring it out a little bit, like an off shoulder. So I don't actually want it to go in, so it does not expose that part. So this is what we have for the back, and this is the center back. So then I know you'll be wondering what happened to the basque at the back. So there's going to also be a basque at the back, so it flows naturally. So for the basque at the back, I'll still use what I have on my backs at the, it's the same thing. So what I'll do is, when I'll cut this, I'll cut it, this one unfold, then I'll use it again and add my zipper allowance for the back. Of course, you see how we are going to do it. So we are done with all our patterns. I'm going to cut them on fabric now. So fabric is Duchess, and you are using 2 yards of Duchess. Okay, so this is how you are going to cut your Duchess fabric. This is the cup. So for the cup, I added 0.5 inch all around, but on top, because of the casing, you need 1 inch for your casing. So I'm going to make my notch for it. For number 1, I'll make my notch here. You can see where I made the notch. That is when I'll be folding the casing. Of course, you see how I'm going to do that. I'll also make a notch at this point, so by the time we fold in, we have our casing for the elastic. So I have 2 for right and front and left cup, right and left cup. Then for the inner part of it, this should be on fold, can you see? And I have 2 of it. I have lining and fabric. So it's only on the half bodies I have lining and fabric. I added 0.5 inch all around. 1 inch is for the side seam. Then coming to the basque, I have it on fold too. I added 0.5 inch, 0.5 inch, and 1 inch for the side. So I'll take off these patterns for the front. We are going to couple the front. After the front, then we'll come over to the back. So this is how I'm going to work on it now. I'm going to the first thing I'm going to do is to match up right side of the upper bodies with right side like this. Then I'll go over and stitch at 0.5. Alright, so after stitching, so you can see I stitched the center front and top stitched. So I will lay both the lining and the fabric. I'll just lay it this way. Then I'll come in with the cup. Make sure you note the part that is center front and center back. So this is my center front. So I'll just place it. So for this, you can see I made a notch. So I'll just go and sew my cup from here. Can you see? The notch part, you place it right here and sew at 0.5. I'll do that for both cups. So after joining the cup and top stitching, so I've top stitched the cup, as you can see right here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is, you can see that here I've finished it up already, and this is my notch. So I'll fold in this, and first I'll fold in this. Okay, first fold in the 0.5. So you have a neat finishing. Next you fold in another 0.5, and then you terminate it at this point. So from this part, this is where we are going to have the elastic casing, sorry, the rope casing. So I'll go ahead now, I'll follow this. I'll be folding in 0.5. I'll make sure it's even till I get to the end. Sewing, this is what you will have. So you have the casing right here. So I've given it a good press. So this is my rope, and I cut my rope at 1.5 inch. So the width is 1.5 and the length is as long as you want, but 23 is okay. So I'll go over to my machine. I'll put it together this way, and I'll put it together again. So I'm going to stitch on my rope. So now I'm done with the rope right now. So I've knotted the end. So I knotted this end so it does not slip into my casing, corset casing. Alright, so now with my safety pin, I'll come from at this end. I did not knot. I'm going to pass this way from the center front. I'll pass this way. So what I'm doing here, I will repeat for the other side too. You can see that. So once I get here, I will stop and I'll go to my machine and secure it. So this is what I have. So by the time we secure that part and drag this into the chest line, you can see the cup. Can you see that? So the bust will go in there. The armhole continues this way. So let me insert for the other side now, then I'll show you. So now I'm done stitching at the ends. So once you just wear the dress, you adjust it to your bust. So this is how I'll adjust it to my bust. Then once that is adjusted, you can now make the bow. So the next thing we'll do now is to stitch the back. This is the back. I added 1 inch, 1 inch, half an inch, and half an inch. And like I earlier said, I have both lining. I have 4 pieces here. So lining is here, fabric is here. So I'll come in and place one of the lining fabric to fabric. I'm going to stitch at 1 inch, which is the seam allowance. Then I'll also stitch fabric to fabric. You stitch fabric to fabric. So I'll stitch at 1 inch too. Then when I'm done, I'll also turn the back. So this is the back. I'll also pick up the lining for the back, and I'm going to stitch the same way. I'll stitch lining to lining. This is the center for the zipper. I'll also stitch lining to lining. So let me go and stitch and give it a good press. Lining and fabric, and I've given it a good press. So the next thing I will do, I also did lining and fabric too and gave them a good press. So the next thing I'm going to do is to match neckline for the back. I'll put them together and I'll sew from one end to the other and top stitch, give it a good press. I'll do the same for this other neckline too. Now I'm done sewing the back neckline, and this is the zipper. So this is the armhole, as you can see. So we are going to finish up the armhole. So I'm using my strip 1.5 inch by width for this. So this strip you have here can be as long as you wish. It can be as long as you wish. So for me, I've cut the length I want, and I'll make a notch at I placed it on fold. So I'm going to place right side to the center. This is the side seam. So the right side, I'll place it to the right side. So right side to right side. So I'm going to stitch from center to center. So if I stitch from that center to wherever I stop, this will now serve, when I tie it, it will serve as the sleeve or the strap. So I'm going to my machine now. I will sew the strap right side to right side. Can you see, starting from that notch I made to the end and to the end. So the next thing I will do is to start folding this. So I would like to first start this fold from the armhole. So whatever remaining, I'll finish it up. So this is already folded. Next I'll bring this to this point, and then I'm going to finish it up. So can you see? So I'll finish it up. So I'll just do that, and as I continue this way to finish it up, once I get to this point, you know, everything will go this way. So I'll start folding this like I did in the other rope. So I'll stitch and top stitch till I get to the end of it. Once I get to the end, I'll fold it in, so I'll have a neat finishing this way. So that is what I'm going to do for the both sides. Now let me do that. Done with the armhole. So I've finished it up with my rope. So this is, when I wear it, I'll just tie it to the to my strap length. Then I'll adjust my bra cup to my bust length. Okay, so now we are done with this, the upper part of this dress. The next thing we'll do now, I'll go over to the machine and run a straight stitch. So that stitch is going to hold down the whole of this as one piece. So I'll do that later. So we'll go over to the lower piece. So I've already cut out the basque for the front, and I also cut out for the back using the same pattern. So what I did is to add 1 inch for my zipper, half inch, and 1 inch. So I will lay this right side to right side zipper at the center, and I will go ahead and lay this. So I'll go and sew at that 1 inch. I'll close it up at 1 inch. Then once I close it up at 1 inch, I'm going to take the measurement of what we have on this part. So that is what we are going to use to attach the ruffles. Okay, so I'll show you how to go about them. So when you join it, this is what you are going to have. So I'll just go ahead and give it a good press. So but before that, we are going to take the measurement of what the ruffles. So I will take it from here. I'll place my tape. I'll take it from here. I'll go ahead and take it this way, that way. So what I have here is almost the whole length of my tape. So I would say I have up to 60. So this 60, I'll multiply it by 2.5. So if I multiply 60 by 2.5, I will have about 150. So I'm going to cut out that 150 length right now. I've given it a good press. So I've taken the measurement and I've cut out the ruffle. So for the ruffle, the width of the ruffle is going to be 12 inches, and the length is what you get here multiplied by 2.5, which I got about 150. So I will go to my machine now. I'm going to sew this ruffle, so I can decide to make my gathers first and then I'll stitch. So let me do that. I'm done sewing the ruffles. Can you see that? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to attach what I have right here on the center front. I'll bring in the front bodies and I'll lay it center to center. Okay, so make sure you have joined stitch lining to fabric together. So I'll match them now. I'll sew from one end to the other, then I'll sew my zipper, and we are done with this dress. After sewing the ruffles and the zipper, this is what the dress looks like, as you can see, with its basque effect. Okay, so I believe this class was helpful to you. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Thank you for coming. Bye.